Hi, I'm Liz Larson with The Art of Frosting, back with some cake decorating basics. We're continuing on with our Halloween series and this fun little ghost cake of the scary furry spider. So this one is pretty easy to do too. It's also a pretty quick cake, so I'm super excited to show you how to do this one. Let's get started.
So I've got a giant marshmallow here, or you could use two regular size, and about 1/3 of a cup of dark chocolate chips. And I've got a cupcake here. This is half of a 2.5 inch cake, but a cupcake would work perfect. This will make about 4 cake pops. I'm going to pop this in the microwave on half power for about a minute and melt the chips in with the marshmallow and mix my cake right in. This is what it looks like once you've put it in the microwave. Thought that would be kind of fun. Did you know a marshmallow puffs up in the microwave? Then you just mix it around. If you don't use a microwave, use a double boiler, a pan of water with another pan over it, and just melt slowly. You can see it's really kind of sticky and gooey, and that's what you want. So actually this could be done with Rice Krispie treats as well, or just Rice Krispies at this point instead of cake. You could add that in and that would be yummy too. We're just gonna mix that up and turn it into our cake pop paste. Once it's fully mixed in, this makes a really nice dough. It's about like Play-Doh. You want to have it be about that big in your hand to make a ball for a spider. So you can see that that comes right perfectly into a little ball. And we want to stick these in the freezer for probably about 30 minutes. You want to let the chocolate solidify so that we can dip them.
I want my spider web to be roughly about the 1/4 of the size of my pan that I've drawn here. So I'm actually going to use that as a marker, and I'm going to make my lines that equal about 1/4 here. And I just want lines that come equidistant in. You could pull them out as well, and it would give you a nice little point on the end. And then we just drop a line so it's U shapes that meet up with these lines. And you want them about equidistant. Just very even pressure, letting the candy melt drop out. Got my parchment cut just at about the size of a number 4 writer. So if you wanted to use a writing tip, you could. And you just keep dropping them until it looks about right to you. You want to make probably 3 or 4 of these so that you can account for breakage. And then I want to make some small ones as well. So I'm just going to repeat my process just in miniature here. And I want to make about 6 of those, so I have them to use around the cake wherever I want. And then you want to set these aside, let them dry for about 30 minutes. Now, this could be done with royal icing as well. If you don't want to use candy melt, just remember if you're going to use royal icing, those need to sit overnight. I'm starting with 3 6-inch layers and a 3-inch layer. Now, technically, this is a stacked cake. But because they're such small layers, I can go ahead and stack them up without a board in between. If this were any bigger, like an 8, this would definitely need a board in between and dowels underneath. But because it's actually such a small cake, I'm going to just use dowels to put it all the way down through so that the cake can't tilt side to side. There still will be some weight from the icing and the other treatments that we're going to be doing here. So we want 2 dowels so that this whole cake can't slide side to side. Our whole cake is going to be white, but we still need a little bit of an undercoat and to fill in some places. We want to fill in just a little bit here, just create a bridge at that neck point there, and just a really light crumb ice around. We don't want any of our understuff showing through. And just take a quick, make sure that that sticks down. So our ghost of course, is going to start here. We want to make them just a little taller, just a little thicker of icing. We also don't want to have a ton of icing around the base, so we're going to use marshmallows to kind of extend out his sort of skirt, if you will, at the bottom. So I'm going to use, let's see, 5 marshmallows at the base. You can see that'll extend it out. So I also want to cut some marshmallows in half so that they can kind of come up the side here. We want to have the drapey look of our ghost, but we don't want to have so much icing. We also don't want to run the risk of it falling off. So we're going to come back in with our bag, and we want to start to bring our drapes up and blend them in with the top, just like this. So just come up the fronts of all of these first, and then we'll wrap around the sides. Once you've come up the fronts, you want to start to fill in the side just a little. So, and you're just dropping a thin layer of icing up the side like this. Now I'm just going to very lightly blend my seams together here and start getting our drapes going. Once you've got all your surfaces covered and the basic shape of the drapes of the sheet over the ghost, you want to come back in now, and we're going to use our trick for their handy dandy plastic baggie. So as always, we're going to cut just the Ziploc part off, and we're just going to start to smooth. Just with an upward motion. It actually happens pretty quickly. You want to scrape the excess off and just keep moving all the way around your cake till you've got it as smooth as you want. I didn't want to spend too much time getting his drapes perfect because I wanted to add a little bit. I want to come in here and I want to actually create a flare. Almost a little ruffle around the edge there. You see that? And I'm going to want to smooth that in. So, see that? We don't want it on every one, but maybe every third one. Give it a little ruffle. Now you're not going to smooth that edge out. You want to let that drape. And you can actually even create a little ruffle. Gives it just a little bit more of a dramatic flare. And then you can go ahead with your Ziploc baggie and smooth that part, blend it in. Don't be afraid to use the edge of your bag as well to even create the drapes. So use the edge here to create a crease all the way up. You got it to the point where it's as smooth as you can get it. We want to add some of our fun accessories. So this is the body for our furry spider. And we want to go ahead and place him. He's got the skewer. It's kind of heavy, so you don't want it to go rolling off if you try to move your cake. So we're going to put him down, and I'm kind of going to put him towards the front just a little bit so that our little ghost can be looking up at him. We want to add our legs, and we've got some candy melt here, and we're just going to dip one edge and stick them on. And really the icing below will hold up the leg, but you want to just secure the other end just a little bit. So he's already pretty creepy already. Now we want to put some big googly eyes on him. I just have a parchment here filled with some white. And I have the tip cut to about a number 4. Big round eyes. I've got a little piping gel with an actual number 4 writer in it. And you could use just some black icing as well, but I like the sheen of the piping gel. So I have him kind of looking down. He's a little worried too. And then I want to come back in and give him just a little highlight with my white, just right there in the corner. Now that we've got our creepy spider on, we can put our ghost size on. And we want him to be up high, but not into, we want him to be an egg shape. Big egg shape. And you want them to kind of lean in towards each other because we want them to look pretty worried about that big spider up there. So we want to make sure that he's kind of looking up at the spider. So we're going to come in with our black piping gel and put his eyes about here. To be pretty big. And then we want to fill in. Come back in with our little highlight. This is one of Leah's tricks. She puts a big one and a little one. It's really cute. So a big highlight and a little highlight. And he's looking up like, oh, that's kind of scary. And then we want to give him a nice round mouth. And some eyebrows. One pointed and one round. See how that gives him this expression of surprise? The last bit is our spider web. We want to just very, very delicately place that into the icing and let it lean against your spider. You want to have a couple of these because these might break on you. Just let him lean in there. And you can just come in behind. Just put a couple of touches of icing at the base just to secure it. Now we have a couple of these little spider webs that we can tuck in just for fun if you want to, or you can leave them off. But I think they're kind of fun. Well, that was fun, and I think he turned out just adorable. What a sweet little face. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, you can find me at The Art of Frosting on Facebook, where I share your work as well as mine and Leah's. You can find me at www.theartoffrosting.blogspot.com, where we share more interesting things, more discussion, and more cakes. There's something new. You can now find me at curious.com, where I have a 10-lesson beginning cake decorating course. So go to curious.com and just look up Liz Larson. It's borders all the way through to roses. So we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.